Welcome to Manchester.
Look right.
The historical reason for why the British drive on the left is to keep your sword hand free.
Working B.
Sackville Gardens is a public space in Manchester. It is regularly used for events, such as Village People and Manchester Pride, and as the meeting point each morning for free Manchester walking tours. Welcome to Sackville Gardens.
The gardens contain the Alan Turing Memorial statue, which depicts the father of modern computing sitting on a bench at a central position in the park. Sculptor Glenn Hughes said, "The park was chosen as the location for the statue because it's got the university science buildings on one side and it's got all the gay bars on the other side, where apparently he spent most of his evenings."
Velvet House.
Manchester Municipal Technical School.
A monument to Vimto by Carrie Morrison, 1992.
Vimto is a soft drink first sold in Lancashire in England. It was first manufactured as a health tonic in cordial form. Then decades later, as a carbonated drink, it contains the juice of grapes, raspberries and blackcurrants at a 3% concentration, flavored with herbs and spices.
Axel Wokenhauer Technology Arch, 1989.
The sculpture consists of thick metal ropes, set into a Möbius strip, and passing upwards into an arch, set on a circular metal base. The work refers to spiral forms in time and space. The Möbius or endless loop and the materials used create a dialogue between science and nature.
Cobblestone Road, near River Medlick.
Manchester Metrolink is a tram light rail system.
Kimpton Clock Tower Hotel.
Established in 1860, the New Union Hotel was one of the first openly gay venues in the city. Located in the heart of Manchester's vibrant gay village on Canal Street, with a fun and lively atmosphere, awesome DJs, karaoke, the best drag cabaret in Manchester and themed nights.
Another working bee.
The Old Monkey.
Chinatown Arch.
Motel 1.
Rise Up, Women is a bronze sculpture of Emmeline Pankhurst in St. Peter's Square, Manchester. Pankhurst was a British political activist and leader of the suffragette movement in the United Kingdom. Hazel Reeves sculpted the figure and designed the meeting circle that surrounds it.
Manchester Metrolink is a tram light rail system. The network has 99 stops along 64 miles, or 103 kilometers of standard gauge route, making it the most extensive light rail system in the UK. Over the year 2022 and 2023 financial year, 36 million passenger journeys were made on the system.
This one is going to the airport.
St. Peter's Square.
Manchester Central Library Building is a Grade 2 listed building.
The Midland Hotel is a grand hotel in Manchester, opened in 1903. It was built by the Midland Railway. The hotel was designed by Charles Trubshaw in Edwardian Baroque style. It is a Grade 2 listed building.
Celebrating 120 years of the Midland's history. This 1934 Rolls-Royce 2025 Barker limousine commemorates the founding of Rolls-Royce Limited. The historic meeting of Hon Charles Stuart Rolls and Frederick Henry Royce with took place in May 1904.
The Spirit of Ecstasy sculpture is a bonnet mascot of the Rolls-Royce cars. It is in the form of a woman leaning forwards with her arms outstretched behind and above her. Billowing cloth runs from her arms to her back, resembling wings.
This is the rear view of the Midland Hotel.
Adrift, made in 1907 by John Cassidy.
John Cassidy was born in Ireland but settled in Manchester. He wrote that his sculpture represents humanity adrift on the sea of life, depicting sorrows and dangers, hopes and fears, and embodying the dependence of human beings upon one another, the response of human sympathy to human needs, and the inevitable dependence upon divine aid.
This sculpture was presented to Manchester Art Gallery in 1908 by James Gresham.
This bronze sculpture of a family clinging to a raft in a stormy sea. The central figure is a half-naked man, holding a sheet aloft in his raised right hand, calling for help. Arranged around him are the figures of his wife and 3 children. His wife is shown leaning over and kissing their infant son. To the left is the daughter, her raised arm held in her father's left hand. At the rear is the prone figure of a youth, the elder son, holding his breast. Parts of the raft are visible in the waves which make up the base.
Manchester Souvenirs and Convenience.
Here, we find a whole host of Manchester memorabilia. There is enough stock at Manchester Souvenirs.
Quakers is the usual name used for the Religious Society of France. It is a faith group committed to living out what it believes in. Quaker faith is based on experience, and it is openness to spiritual experience rather than any specific belief system, which is at the center. Quakerism has its roots in Christianity.
The Brotherhood of Pursuits and Pastimes is a luxury sports bar. It's a city center bar for professionals that goes all out to celebrate sport, offering an experience like no other.
Manchester Town Hall.
George VI. By the grace of God of Great Britain, Ireland, and of the British dominions beyond the seas, King Defender of the Faith Emperor of India opened this building on the 18th day of May in the year of our Lord 1938.
Manchester Central Library is the headquarters of the City Library and Information Service in Manchester. It was designed by Vincent Harris and constructed between 1930 and 1934. The form of the building, a column portico attached to a rotunda dome structure, is loosely derived from the Pantheon of Rome.
Alongside an unrivaled hub of information and education, it's also a new place to meet and socialize, a place to engage with cultural output, a place that invites you to think and contribute, to be entertained and provoked.
Welcome to Manchester Central Library.
Sound plus vision.
Virtual archive.
Touch the screen.
More working bee.
Windmill Green is Manchester's very first BREEAM Outstanding rated multi-level building. It has also achieved Wired Score Platinum status, signifying the building's best-in-class digital connectivity and infrastructure.
Manchester Central Railway Station was the main railway terminals. Between 1880 and 1969, the building was converted into an exhibition and conference center.
The Peterloo Memorial is a commemoration of the Peterloo Massacre. Designs for the memorial by the artist Jeremy Deller. It is sited close to the site of the massacre.
Manchester Central Convention Complex Exchange Foyer.
Amazon Prime, e-cargo bikes for deliveries.
Free Trade Hall on Peter Street.
Theatre Royal erected in 1805.
Golden cotton ball on the top on the town hall spire.
Manchester was a very important ally to Abraham Lincoln's Union during the American Civil War. Manchester took a strong moral and political stance by supporting Lincoln despite his blockade of the Confederate States beginning in April 1861. This measure drastically reduced supplies of cotton reaching Liverpool and, therefore, the cotton mills of Lancashire.
Giving voice to that humanitarian perspective is how we will create the end of fear, the end of denial, and ultimately, the end of nuclear weapons from the Nobel lecture given by Nobel Peace Prize laureate 2017 Beatrice Finn of the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons.
Mulberry Square.
Petit Paris, the very first French deli in Manchester. Wine, cheese, deli, wholesaler.
Patagonia of Manchester.
Pret at Mangy.
Manchester Arndale is a large shopping centre in Manchester. It was constructed in phases between 1972 and 1979, at a cost of £100 million. It was redeveloped after the 1996 Manchester bombing.
The centre has a retail floor space of just under 1,400,000 square feet, making it Europe's third largest city centre shopping mall, with 41 million visitors annually.
Cookie pizza.
TK Maxx.
Louis Vuitton.
Corn Exchange.
Sinclair's Oyster Bar is an iconic cash-only tavern with rustic wooden beams, a familiar pub menu and large beer garden.
De Barbers.
Really good salon, friendly guys.
The statue of James Fraser. He was the Bishop of Manchester for 15 years.
Manchester Cenotaph is a war memorial.
The iconic British Taxi.
Co-op Live is an indoor arena.
Gas holders, or gasometers, such as this one on Bradford Road, were invented in 1824. It became a staple of the skyline in major cities in the UK.
Shutta Hill neighborhood.
Chetham's Library is the oldest free public library in the English-speaking world. The library holds more than 100,000 volumes of printed books, of which 60,000 were published before 1851.
Robert Owen was a textile manufacturer, philanthropist and social reformer.
The Trafford Centre is a large indoor shopping centre and entertainment complex. It opened in 1998 and is third largest in the United Kingdom by retail space. Popular stores include Selfridges, Next, John Lewis, River Island, Victoria's Secret, Zara, Stradivarius, Boots, Pull Bear, H&M.
A life-size sculpture of 4 jazz musicians from New Orleans, of which one is seated playing the banjo and 3 are standing playing clarinet, trombone and trumpet, set on a rectangular base.
The Spirit of New Orleans.
New Orleans is a city in the U.S. state of Louisiana. It is known for its round-the-clock nightlife, Mardi Gras, vibrant live music scene and spices.
We are now looking at the Trafford Centre food court.
Odeon IMAX movie.
New Orleans French Quarter.
The University of Manchester is a public research university. The main campus is south of Manchester City Centre on Oxford Road. The university owns and operates major cultural assets such as the Manchester Museum, the Whitworth Art Gallery, the John Rillans Library, the Tabley House Collection and the Jodrell Bank Observatory, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
The Manchester Museum.
When we visited, Golden Mummies of Egypt was the main exhibition.
Golden Mummies of Egypt explores expectations of a life after death during the relatively little-known Greco-Roman period of Egyptian history.
Manchester Museum cares for 18,000 objects from Egypt and Sudan, excavated at a time of British rule of Egypt between 1880 and 1910.
The Archaeology Gallery.
Archaeological objects reflect the journeys of people and significant moments from the past.
Egypt and Sudan Gallery.
Manchester Museum cares for 18,000 objects from Egypt and Sudan.
Tigons are hybrid animals created by people from breeding a lion and a tiger.
Chinese Culture Gallery and South Asia Gallery.
It offers a diverse and dynamic understanding of Chinese culture.
The gallery highlights personal stories of migration, friendships, and collaboration to inspire empathy and build understanding.
The Li Kai-hun Chinese Culture Gallery draws from historical and contemporary links between Manchester and China and a wide range of Chinese perspectives.
Old Trafford neighborhood.
Wharfside.
Hotel Football is an upscale football-themed hotel overlooking Old Trafford, the home of Manchester United FC.
It is owned by former players Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, Phil Neville and Gary Neville.
The United Trinity refers to the Manchester United trio of George Best, Dennis Law and Sir Bobby Charlton, who helped United become the first ever English club team to win the European Cup in 1968. Manchester United Football Club, or simply United, is a professional football club based in Old Trafford, Greater Manchester.
The club competes in the Premier League, the top division in the English Football League system, nicknamed the Red Devils. They were founded in 1878. The club moved to their current stadium in 1910.
Manchester United have won a record 20 top-flight league titles, 12 FA Cups, 6 League Cups and a record 21 FA Community Shields. They have won the European Cup or UEFA Champions League 3 times, and the UEFA Europa League.
Sir Alex Ferguson, is the club's longest-serving and most successful manager, winning 38 trophies, including 13 league titles, 5 FA Cups, and 2 Champions League titles between 1986 and 2013.
Castle Field is an inner-city conservation area in Manchester. The conservation area which bears its name is bounded by the River Irwell, Quay Street, Deons Gate and Chester Road. It was the site of the Roman-era fort of Mamucium or Mancunium which gave its name to Manchester.
Castle Field was also the terminus of the Bridgewater Canal, the world's first industrial canal, built in 1764. The oldest canal warehouse opened in 1779. The world's first passenger railway terminated here in 1830. At Liverpool Road Railway Station, and the first railway warehouse opened here in 1831.
Castle Field was designated a conservation area in 1980 and the United Kingdom's first designated urban heritage park in 1982.
The North Gate is built on the Roman road, which crossed the fort's outer defenses and ran into the heart of the civilian settlement. A group of 3 black-headed sheep sitting and standing on a green slate and stone pedestal. Sheep by Ted Rucroft, 1986. The Science Plus Industry Museum.
The museum traces the development of science, technology, and industry, with emphasis on the city's achievements in these fields. The museum is part of the Science Museum Group.
The Science and Industry Museum is a place full of amazing objects and world-changing ideas, located on the site of the oldest surviving passenger railway station, which opened in 1830 as part of the Liverpool and Manchester Railway.
At PM, the museum is a charity and rely on visitor donations to keep the doors open and help inspire the scientists, engineers, inventors, and innovators of tomorrow.
Revolution Manchester Gallery.
From big ideas to small inventions.
A replica of the Manchester Baby.
In 1948, the Manchester Baby, also known as the Small-Scale Experimental Machine SEM, made history by running the world's first stored program computer program.
In 1946, Freddie Williams became professor of electrotechnics at the University of Manchester. During the Second World War, he had worked on improving radar systems. Assisted by Tom Kilburn, he used this knowledge to test the storage of instructions on cathode ray tubes. This involved building the small-scale experimental machine, nicknamed the Baby, to see if it could run a stored program. These features laid the foundation for the computers we use today.
This is a working replica of the Baby, the world's first stored program computer. The original Baby ran its first program at the University of Manchester in June 1948. Within months, it was enlarged to create the Manchester Mark I computer. Only a few parts survive. Members of the Computer Conservation Society built this unique replica for the 50th anniversary in 1998, using historic components.
The legacy of the Manchester Baby lives on, as its innovations paved the way for the computers and technology we rely on today. Its impact on the field of computing is immeasurable.
The very first iPad is 10,000 times faster than the Manchester Baby.
The Textiles Gallery.
Explore Manchester's relationship with cotton through fascinating displays, demonstrations, and hands-on activities.
The Textile Gallery showcases the rich industrial history of Manchester, highlighting the city's role in the textile industry during the Industrial Revolution.
Witness the intricate process of weaving and spinning, crucial components of Manchester's textile prowess.
ABC Wax started making textiles like these at their Manchester factory in 1908. They sold them to customers in West Africa for almost 100 years before production moved to Ghana in 2007.
Family and kids' interactive play area and educational resources, which make it an ideal destination for visitors of all ages.
Salford City Centre.
Renault Retail Group. The Manchester College.
Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway at Victoria Station.
The source pool in the Cathedral Gardens has 6 large bronze leaves representing Otan.
We're embarking on a captivating history and architectural splendor of the Manchester Cathedral.
Manchester Cathedral in Manchester, England, is the mother church of the Anglican Diocese of Manchester. seat of the Bishop of Manchester and the city's parish church. It is on Victoria Street in Manchester city centre and is a Grade 1 listed building.
The former parish church was rebuilt in the Perpendicular Gothic style in 1421. The collegiate church became the cathedral of the new Diocese of Manchester in 1847. It was extensively refaced, restored and extended in the Victorian period, and again following bomb damage during World War II. Celebrating 600 years. In 2021, Manchester Cathedral celebrated its 600th anniversary as a collegiate church. To mark this occasion, 600 ceramic angel wings were commissioned. Each pair is inscribed with words which reflect a personal journey.
Manchester Cathedral is one of 15 Grade 1 listed buildings in Manchester.
Manchester Cathedral is a testament to the craftsmanship of its builders and the resilience of the community it serves.
Beyond its architectural brilliance, Manchester Cathedral serves as a vibrant community hub, hosting events, concerts, and offering a space for reflection.
National Football Museum. Drama, history, skill, art, faith, style, passion, football.
The National Football Museum is England's national museum of football. It's based in Manchester city centre and preserves, conserves and displays important collections of football memorabilia.
Eric Cantona, Mo Salah, Tony Adams, Wes Morgan, Vincent Kompany, Alan Shearer, Didier Drogba.
The main lobby has the official replica of the Premier League trophy and the Women's Super Trophy on display.
The Women's Super League was founded in 2011 by the Football Association. It is the highest women's football league in England.
Here she is.
Chelsea has become the league's most successful team with 5 titles. Lily Parr made space first.
When we visited, they were a classical music band playing live. Female artists painting new murals and doing kids' face paints. It was during the Women World Cup in Australia and New Zealand.
Batteries not included is the current exhibitions. It started on July 2023 through February 2024. Features the hands-on history of football toys and games, from the Victorians to VR virtual reality, and everything in between.
This is a quote from Arsene Wenger. "The first time I came to England, I said to myself, without doubt football was created here." Original Wembley seats.
This is a quote from P. Wembley is the cathedral of football. It is the capital of football, and it is the heart of football.
With victory here at Blackpool. Barclays Premier. Arsenal 3, West Bromwich Albion 0. Aston Villa 3, Norwich City 2. Blackburn Rovers 0. Chelsea 1. Liverpool 0. Swansea City 0. Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0. Newcastle United 2, Everton 1. Queen's Park Rangers against Manchester City, they kick. 2011, it's Sports Report.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. It's 5 o'clock on this Saturday.
Lily Parr, the UK's first ever statue of a female footballer. This life-size bronze depicts Lily as iconic and pioneering, kicking with her powerful left foot, which she was well known for.
Football is unsuitable for ladies.
Marcus Rashford 1, Boris Johnson 0.
On the 2nd of April 2020, as the nation locked down to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic, Health Secretary Matt Hancock commented that Premier League footballers should take a pay cut and play their part.
By June 11th, the 22-year-old striker of England and Manchester United's Marcus Rashford had helped charity Fairshare UK raise over £20 million. The fund supplied 3 million meals to vulnerable people.
Local community group, In Wythenshawe Whispers, created this banner as a tribute to him and to celebrate the achievement of someone from their hometown.
This is not about politics. This is about humanity. Marcus Rashford, in his open letter to the Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Marcus Rashford 1 Boris Johnson 0.
The Midri Hotel, Manchester.
Be the change that you wish to see in the world.
The statue of Indian independence icon Mahatma Gandhi has been unveiled in Manchester on the November 25, 2019. The 9 feet or 2.75 in bronze tribute was designed by artist Ram Suter.
Barclays.
Tim Hortons, the real taste of Canada.
Vauxhall Astra electric vehicle.
Dallas famous for delicious chicken and pizza.
Welcome to Centurion House.
It was designed by Leach Rhodes Walker in 1977. It is part of the Bruntwood offering of office space in central Manchester. At street level, it is home to a Starbucks coffee house.
This statue shows the Polish Romantic composer, Fryderyk Chopin.
The John Rillans Library.
The John Rillans Research Institute and Library is a late Victorian neo-Gothic building on Deansgate in Manchester. It is part of the University of Manchester. The library, which opened to the public in 1900, was founded by Enriqueta Augustina Rillens. In memory of her husband, John Rillens, it is the third largest academic library in the United Kingdom.
This world-class collection includes the oldest known piece of the New Testament, the St. John fragment. Other treasures of the vast, varied collection include magnificent illuminated medieval manuscripts and a 1476 William Caxton edition of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales.
This is a fragment of the Bible, commonly known as the St. John fragment, because it contains text from the Gospel of John.
The fragment comes from Egypt and was copied in Greek, the original language of the Gospel.
Historic Reading Room. Australasia is a stylish sanctuary, hidden under the heart of Manchester. It is an Australian restaurant in Manchester, capturing the true essence of modern Australia. The generous Australian spirit is reflected in the menu with influences drawn from the Pacific Rim. The Huron Basin.
Salford Keys.
The Lowry Theatre, Exhibitions and Events.
The Lowry is a theatre and gallery complex at Salford Keys. It is named after the early 20th century painter Lawrence Stephen Lowry, known for his paintings of industrial scenes in northwest England. The complex was officially opened on October 12, 2000 by Queen Elizabeth II.
Quasi, Mediacity, UK.
Pier 8 Restaurant and Bar.
The Alchemist serves a delicious all-day menu, providing an alchemist twist on classic dishes from small plates to mighty mains. The menu features vegan-friendly dishes, such as the cauliflower katsu curry, a popular choice. Enjoy exquisite cocktails and food on the beautiful outdoor terrace.
The British Broadcasting Corporation is a British public service broadcaster headquartered at Broadcasting House in London, England. Originally established in 1922 as the British Broadcasting Company, it evolved into its current state with its current name on New Year's Day 1927.
The Media City Footbridge is a swing mechanism footbridge over the Manchester Ship Canal. It is an asymmetric cable-stayed swing bridge and was completed in 2011. It was designed by Gifford and Wilkinson Eyre.
The pedestrian bridge links Mediacity, UK with the Imperial War Museum north on Trafford Wharf. It weighs 450 tons and has two spans of 65 and 18 meters or 213 and 59 feet. It swings through 71 degrees to give a 48 meter or 157 feet navigation channel.
The deck of the bridge is an orthotropic steel box. The bridge is supported by 8 tapered steel fan masts. It was built by Balfour Beatty, with the steel fabrication by Rocourt Engineering of Newport, South Wales.
The swing mechanism is built on a reinforced concrete caisson foundation of 13 meters or 43 feet diameter. Above the water, it is 7.3 meters or 24 feet in diameter.
This footbridge is a signature element within the redevelopment of the region, symbolizing regeneration and allowing for future expansion. The steel swing bridge was constructed from modular sections, while the deck was launched into position via an innovative sliding procedure.
Festival 100 Years of our BBC.
On the day of our visit, there was a Grease festival happening at the plaza. It looked family-oriented with a lot of food, drinks, music, kids playing around, Grease flag on display, merchandise stands.
University of Salford.
Welcome to the Blue Peter Gold Badge Walk, with the first installation unveiled to coincide with the 60th birthday of the iconic children's program in 2018.
What you see celebrated here is a selection of the well-known names that have been awarded Blue Peter's highest accolade, the famous Gold Badge.
This is presented to individuals who show great expertise in their chosen field and act as inspiring role models across many generations.
Gold Badge holders include the Queens, Usain Bolt, David Beckham, J.K. Rowling, Queen Elizabeth II, Peter Lord, Steven Spielberg, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Ed Sheeran, Madonna, Sir Peter Jackson, Sir David Attenborough, Sir Paul McCartney, Captain Tom Moore, Anne Wood, Donny Harmer, Marcus Rashford, King Charles III and Queen Camilla, and many more.
Salford Quays Lift Millennium Bridge.
The Salford Quays Millennium Footbridge, or the Lowry Bridge, is a 91.2 meter or 299 feet long vertical lift bridge. The pedestrian bridge, which was completed in 2000, is near the terminus of the ship canal at the Old Manchester docks. It has a lift of 18 meters or 59 feet, allowing large watercraft to pass beneath.
The Millennium Bridge was designed by Carlos Mendes Casado. It provides pedestrians with access to the Lowry Centre on the north bank of the canal. This distinctive bridge is featured as the backdrop of the BBC North West Tonight TV news show.
The span comprises a joined pair of bowstring arches 96 meters long, which are lifted by hydraulically driven winches assisted by cast steel counterweights at each of the four corner towers. Colored glass wind deflectors along each edge of the bridge provide pedestrians some protection from the wind.
The bridge lifts 59 feet or 18 meters in the air in just 3 minutes to enable larger boats to pass.
This big copper-colored reflective glass-like building is called Key West.
The panoramic system was chosen for its performance, unique frameless appearance, and fine detailing to enable or to create an effect of a building sculpture it from one solid block of glass. The Crusader.
A V811 Harrier.
Daily schedule.
QF 13-pounder field gun.
Wreckage from 9/11 World Trade Center.
Dennis firefighting trailer pump.
(1982) Trabant.
Trabant is a series of small cars produced from 1957 until 1991 by former East German car manufacturer Web Sachsenring Automobilwerks Lukas. 4 models were made: the Trabant 500, Trabant 600, Trabant 601, and the Trabant 1.1.
(1979) Leopard Mark IV.
Infantry Tank Mark V Matilda II.
The Infantry Tank Mark V, best known as the Matilda, is a British infantry tank of the Second World War.
This British World War II infantry support tank, with crew of 4, powered by 2 Leyland 6-cylinder diesel engines, armed with 2-pounder gun and machine gun.
Machine gun.
Rolls-Royce Merlin Mark 73 Aero engine.
On both the number and the quality groups of nuclear arms.
To ignore the facts of history and the aggressive impulse of an evil empire, to simply call the arms race a giant misunderstanding.
Berlin Wall.
The Detroit Bridge is an 80-meter-long footbridge linking Harbor City and Metrolink to the Lowry and the Designer Outlet.
Manchester City Football Club is an English professional football club based in Manchester, founded in 1880. Etihad Stadium, with a capacity of 53,400 seats, is the 6th largest football stadium in England. Built to host the 2002 Commonwealth Games, the stadium has since staged the 2008 UEFA Cup Final, England Football Internationals, rugby league matches, a boxing world title fight, the England Rugby Union team's final group match of the 2015 Rugby World Cup, and summer music concerts.
But a little bit of history about the stadium. So it was originally built 2002, and it was originally built not as a football stadium, it was built for another sport, athletics. City moved in a year later, so our first game here was 20 years ago, which has gone very quickly. The pitch is 7 metres below ground. We would love to host a Champions League final here. That's our aim, one of our aims. But at the minute, UEFA say that you need a capacity of at least 60,000. We've got 54, so we can't even bid for it at the minute. However, and you may have seen in the papers last couple of weeks ago, we've now got permission to extend, the work has already started. We're going to add another tier at that end of the ground, adds another 700,000 seats. It'll take it to about 63,000 capacity. That's going to take 2 years to build. Once we've done that, we've got over that 60,000 threshold, and we'll get our bid in for a Champions League final, which would be great.
Are you the real Pep Guardiola?
Piccadilly Basin on Dale Street.
Piccadilly Basin is an exciting and historic contribution to Manchester's open spaces. It anchors the southern margin of the northern quarter and links through to the on coasts.
Piccadilly Basin is the counterbalance to Castlefield. This stunning waterside mixed-use development spans on 13 acres and is an urban oasis offering office, residential, retail and leisure facilities, as well as a variety of future development sites.
Let us conclude our Manchester exploration by talking about the Manchester's bee.
The Manchester's bee is a worker bee, reflecting a city made by the workers, made by the people, not a city that has grown from royal patronage or easy natural resources. Mancunians have worked hard to make this place thrive.
The standard bee on the street furniture has been around since the 1970s, but most of our bees are 19th century creations. Bee spotting is a good way to spend time in the city. When you're strolling the streets, look up, look around and you'll see them everywhere.
A quote by N. Beswick: "There are bees all over Manchester. Swarms of those sweetest and busiest of insects are everywhere. Even in the depths of winter they are here, on every bollard and bench, on buildings and bins all over our city."